Calculating formal charges. In this example problem, it says, what is the formal charge of S in SO2? So they want us to find the formal charge of sulfur in this compound. So formal charge is the electrical charge difference between the valence electrons in an isolated atom and the number of electrons assigned to it, that atom, in a Lewis structure. So we're going to have to use the Lewis structures that we know how to write to figure out the formal charge. So I'm going to write the S in the middle as a central atom and then oxygens here. It's a bent shape. And then I'm going to draw a double bond here because there is one double bond in SO2. And then only four unshared electrons because this counts for 4 shared electrons, and that satisfies the octet rule here. And then I'm going to draw these here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that fulfills the octet rule. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fulfills the octet rule. So this is the Lewis structure for SO2. So to figure out formal charge, that electrical difference, we're going to have a formula, and we're going to do this. So we need to know the number of valence electrons of the atom that we're looking for, number of valence electrons, and subtract the number of unshared electrons around that atom, and then subtract the half the number of bonded electrons to figure out the formal charge. So let's do this. Number of valence electrons for sulfur, you go to the periodic table, you see that it has 6 valence electrons. Then we're going to subtract the number of unshared electrons. Around S, these 2 electrons are unshared. 1, 2 are unshared. All these other electrons of S's are shared. So there's -2. And then here we have minus half of the bonded electrons. And notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bonded electrons. Because remember, each of these lines counts for 2 valence electrons, because those are the electrons that are being shared. So we have half times 6 of the valence electrons. So half of 6 is 3. And so what we have is 6 minus 2 minus 3. So that equals 1. And that is the formal charge of S. And formal charges for molecules, the sum of the formal charges must add up to 0. And so that's a good rule to know. And this rule applies, for example, for an O3 molecule or some other, or SO2. And for cations, the sum of the formal charges must equal the positive charge. And for anions, the sum of the formal charges must equal a negative charge. So that can help you figuring out problems. When you can find out one formal charge, you can find out the formal charges of other atoms in a compound.